in years to come. Speech at a reception held on his 75th birthday by Sardar Patel, Delhi, 31st October 1949. I am overwhelmed by the affectionate welcome extended to me. Your good wishes and blessings are an inspiration to me to live and serve. It has been a difficult year for me for mere bodily troubles. However, I do not care. Dust returns to dust. But the fact that this has been a very difficult year for the country worries me day and night. The coming year may be even more critical. One wrong step can bring the country to ruin. My 74 years are a fairly long span of life in country like India. There is not much time left for me in this world, but what departure could be better than to depart with all the love that you have shown? I can only pray to God to make me every day more deserving of your blessings as long as I live. But India's leader, our health man, is abroad these days. Of course, it was Gandhiji's, above all, who gained India a place of honor in the world by the way he lived and still more by the way he died. Next to him, our leader has raised the status of our country. For true honor, however, for the protection of our integrity, we should set our house in order. Honor abroad without strength at home cannot last long. We have to live up to the expectations we raise in the world. People, both within and outside the Congress, are criticizing us. Some go to the extent of saying that British rule was better. This is unfortunate because when we think like this, we show a preference for slavery. But we should not forget that our century old slavery was a burden set so oppressively on our chest that we could not even breathe. We have thrown off that burden but have yet to recover our breath. New life is being infused in almost dead body. We are not yet fit to walk. If we try to run before we have learned how to walk, we will break our legs. Let no one think that we are ignorant of hunger and want in the country. If we were so ignorant, Mr. Churchill would have been right in saying that the government of this country had been handed over to the men of straw. But he even realizes now that these are not the men of straw, but the men of a peculiar strength. It should not be forgotten that there is suffering everywhere in the world. What we need is economic independence, and that is not easy to achieve. There are so many barriers to be crossed. Devaluation has created many difficulties which the peasant in the field and the laborer in the factory cannot realize. But those who fear difficulties can achieve nothing. Whatever the difficulties, there is power in man which can face them and overcome them. But it is given to the man, not cowards. It can be achieved by the man and not by those who run away from responsibilities. You must understand that great sacrifices will be needed to achieve economic independence. Sacrifices of a nature different from those made in the freedom struggle. And all classes will have to contribute: the farmers, the factory workers, the rich, as well as the middle class people who are already hard pressed. The hardship may be less in the case of rich, even none, let us presume. But in our country, rich persons are very few. Ours is a poor country with sprinkling of the rich. It is no use chasing them all the time. I will deal with them any way you like, but I know we have few men of experience in our country today. It is the bulk of people who must tighten their belts. Do not give to the government if you cannot afford it. Deposit what you can as a loan. Not only will our future be ensured, but industry will also get a boost. Today, we do not have enough financial resources for expanding industry and producing wealth. But if each individual makes his contribution in the form of savings, the savings of crores of people will go a long way towards achieving economic independence. There is no other way. From those who are wealthy, we will try to get by persuasion. They will not be left out. But you must not say that we should take out from them first and you will only follow later. There should be no some kind of healthy competition. That's what is required. I have no fear of internal dangers now. Whenever there is a danger from outside, the world will share the risk because the big powers, affluent though they are always afraid lest another country became more powerful. Gandhiji taught us to shun fear. People of diverse faiths should live together and not quarrel among themselves. It is one thing if some big powers clash, but small powers cannot cast an evil eye on us. If they do, they will perish. We do not want to attack or coerce or plunder in any country, but we want to make our country strong. In this, you should all cooperate. If in this work I have your blessings, my life would be more worth living. Thank you.